Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch The Rings of Power Season 1, Episode 6. During this intro, let's talk about my series. You know that I read the books, I mean the Lord of the Rings books, but I didn't read the other ones, so I don't know what happened during the other ones. Even if, you know, I have some information about stuff like you guys, I was surprised that Isildur was already present into this show, like, is it really working or not with the chronology? And that's why one of the theories that I had about the stranger, my theory was the fact that I didn't know who he was because I couldn't believe that it was Gandalf, because for me it wasn't working with the chronology. But because they played with it for Isildur, maybe they played with it also with the stranger, and in fact it's really Gandalf. I really don't think that it's Sauron. I couldn't see really a reason why it would be him, you know, to come like that on Middle-earth, to come back like that on Middle-earth, to not know who he is, to all of that, really, I can't imagine it. And for Gandalf, it would be logical with his appearance, the fact that he's an old guy, the fact that he's wearing grey like that, you know, with also the fact that he's so close to Hobbits since the beginning, like it could explain the fact that he was close to Hobbits also after that. So now I'm more like, why not Gandalf? But I would be happy, you know, I would be glad if it's someone else, not Sauron, but just someone else than Gandalf, because it would be too obvious, in fact, if it's truly Gandalf. Like, really, when that guy appeared on screen, all of the fans were like, Gandalf. Really, you look like Gandalf, you're gonna be Gandalf, and stuff like that. So it would be too obvious. And you know, I want this show to surprise me at some point. Like, for now, we know that it's about the Rings of Power, how they were forged, you know, how they were created, to whom they're gonna be distributed, and that's why we're discovering all of these characters little by little, because they are the ones who are gonna have these rings. And you know, all of that stuff about Galadriel, about the Orcs also, who are conquering the Southlands, and the fact that they're gonna begin to keep an eye on it, like to try to defend it with humans, elves, stuff like that. All of the story around the elves, the dwarves, the Mithril, like, even if I didn't know these stories, for now they are totally logical, so I'm not surprised by these stories, these characters. So at some point I want to be surprised, and why not with the identity of Gandalf? And why not also with my second theory around the character of Theo? I have two theories around the character of Theo. For me, that boy, the fact that we are so much with that boy, it means that he's more important than just, you know, to represent that kid who stole that thing, and because of that it's gonna create something around Arondir and Bronwyn. We're gonna see the Orcs, what they can do, you know, the fact that they can destroy people just like that. For me, he represents something else. The fact that one of you mentioned that Theo, it's not a usual name for this universe, and the fact that it might be something more like Theoden, Theo something, Theoden, Theo something, like maybe in fact that kid is more important, is gonna be more important. The fact that we don't know who is his dad, so that's one theory, the fact that Theo is gonna become important. And that's why we are following that part of the story, because for now we could be like Arondir and Bronwyn, okay, they're nice, okay, they are showing an aspect of the story, but why really being with them into a show which is named The Rings of Power? Maybe Theo is important because it's Theoden, Theo something. His dad is important, he's gonna be important, maybe, you know, he has an high rank, you know, an high place, an high DNA blood, and we don't know it yet, and maybe it's gonna be important, he's gonna have one of the rings or something like that. That's one of the theories that I have around Theo. And follow me with that, if I have that theory that Theo is gonna be important because of his dad, because of his name, because he's more than what he seems, who can be his dad? Someone around that age, around Bronwyn age, someone who left the Southlands. Halbrand is matching with that. He's someone who has an high place, you know, someone important who left the place, who is gonna come back to the place, who is gonna see again, you know, all of these people and all. For me, Halbrand is the dad of Theo, was with Bronwyn. That's why we have already, you know, that love already created between Bronwyn and Arondir, because, you know, the fact that they are so in love, they are so, you know, like that together, it needs to be disturbed at some point. Because Halbrand is gonna come back to disturb that. Halbrand, he was with Bronwyn, they had Theo together. You know, he gave his blood to Theo, Theo is gonna be important. For me, Halbrand is nice and all of that, but it's not that important, like, for the story of the Rings of Power, to have the rings at the end, to accept these rings. I think that Halbrand, who is, what defines, you know, his character right now, it's telling me that he's not gonna be one who is gonna have one of the rings, you know, but Theo, his son, who has this blood, you know, who is gonna be maybe at some point a real lord and stuff like that. Theo, with what we know about him, with how he was defined, he can accept one of the rings. Do you understand my logic around that character, around Theo? And that would be great, you know, that would be a big reveal at some point into this show, one that I'm expecting to have. Even if maybe I just guessed it, you know, maybe I just told you that big reveal that we're gonna have, I think that still I would be glad to have that big reveal, because it would change stuff with the characters, with the relationships. It would connect also things with the purpose of this show, which is, we have to really remember that it's about the Rings of Power. Okay, it's about Sauron and how he expanded, you know, his kingdom. You've got what I meant, how he conquered this territory, how he had such a big army at some point and all of that. Okay, it's about him, but mostly it's about the rings, how they were forged, to who they were given, how he managed to trap some people, to convince some others. Like, it's about that, in fact, you know, this show. That's my big theory around Theo. You understood that I have two theories, in fact, about him. One about really his true identity, who he can be in the future. One about who is truly his dad. For sure, I have that theory also about the stranger. And I have one theory, which is a little funnier. For me, Galadriel, she's Harry Potter. Like, truly, I thought about it. The girl took 5 episodes, like Harry Potter, you know, took 5 books, movies, as you want, to convince everyone that Sauron is back and that we need to do something about him, that we need to fight him. That's more funnier, you know, theory that I appreciated, you know, to think about. I was like, hey, you're the same. Like, really, during 5 episodes, you kept repeating to everyone, Sauron is back, Sauron is back. No one would believe you. It took really a lot for everyone to believe you, like for Destiny things to intervene. For Harry, it was different. It was more people who died and it convinced them. Maybe it's gonna be a little the case also, you know. I think that a lot of the soldiers who left that place, you know, Númenor, I think that a lot of them are gonna die. They really left the place. In France, we have an expression for it. It's la fleur au fusil, like flower into the gun. It was an expression that we used to describe the soldiers who left, you know, to fight during the World War I, because they were convinced to come back really soon, to not have to use their guns that much, or not at all, in fact. So that's why we use that expression, flower into the gun, because they didn't need to use the gun, like it would be really easy. In fact, no, it was not at all, and that's also an expression to define people who are going for a fight and who are really like too optimistic, too naive about the fight, how rough it's gonna be, and also to say that they're gonna be disappointed, that they're gonna be killed and stuff like that. And right there I have a little that impression for these soldiers, that they left flower into the gun, not knowing really what they're gonna fight. The first fight that they're gonna have against the orcs, I think that it's gonna be a big deal. Because for them, it's gonna be that revenge, you know, for these humans, they're gonna discover what truly is against them, and that's gonna be a big thing. And I think that a lot of people are gonna die only, you know, because they're gonna be surprised about that strength, you know, in front of them. But see, I have a lot of theories about this show, and I love that because, again, even if it's a show which is based on books, and okay, I didn't read these books, but I know some things about the story, even if that, still, I can make theories about it, and that's great. That's the sign, you know, for me of a good show, because the viewers, all kind of viewers, we can appreciate it for how it looks on screen. We're not gonna come back to that. It looks amazing, but see, it's the episode 6, and I'm not even talking about it anymore because I said it since the beginning. I said it. We're getting used to it. We're getting used to how great it looks on screen, and I said it also, at some point it's only the characters and the stories which are gonna count to convince the viewers. And really, I feel that I reached that point of not being impressed that much by how it looks on screen. I don't know if it's the case for you or not, but I feel it, you know, for me that it's the case. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode 6. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which you can have this episode one day earlier and with an extended or reaction part. For now, I only put extended reaction part for the Rings of Power, and they're already longer, like almost 10 minutes longer each time, because it's 1 hour episode, so for sure the extended reaction part is really longer. It's the best way to support me. I'm a little reactor, so truly on YouTube you can support me by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, that kind of stuff, but I'm a little reactor, so for YouTube it doesn't count that much. It counts for me, but not so much for YouTube, so if you truly want to support me, it's on my Patreon. And I said it, you know, I'm saying it these days, September and October, they're gonna be rough months for me, so if you were wondering about supporting me or not, you know, if you were hesitating, that's the moment, guys. If you can, truly if you can, if you can't, that's okay. Let's go for this episode 6. And yes, I'm back with my tea and my plaid. That's it. It's that time of the year.
Reach out the iron hand of the Uruk. Close our fist around these rocks.
Music and pictures. You left? That's what I suggested. But you didn't leave, you wanted to fight. Means that it's a trap, to trap you inside and then to burn the place?
Can't find tooth nor tail of him. Must have got smart and scarlet.
No. Be out here.
My dear, you're good! Trap them inside.
I thought all soldiers were to be at bed.
Pardon me, Commander. I was
We're going to get the first sight of land.
Yep.
It'll be visible to your eyes in a few moments.
The two of you
It's invisible to
meeting.
already.
Has been familiar now. What is your rank?
Stable speed.
Humility has saved entire kingdoms. They're proud of all but led to ruin.
I did not join this expedition to be humble, Commander.
Clearly not. You have more ambition than that.
You have to look at your father.
I was always told to look more like my mother.
Okay, you know who he is. You can see it. You're trying to destroy it? Oh, Arondir. You need to use your head, you know.
Where will you hide it?
No one must know. Not even you.
Theo. You know, it's little like the ring for Frodo Bilbo. Like, I have the impression that it's calling him. And you know all of my theory about Theo. My theories about Theo that I said in intro. His true identity and who is his dad. Halbrand.
Do your part, and I swear to you, you shall see it rise again. Do you believe it?
To your positions!
The fact that they're letting an elf leading them means a lot.
Remember when I was little? When I used to have bad dreams? Remember what you used to say? When you would hold me in the dark?
In the end, this shadow is but a small and passive thing. Find the light. And the shadow will not find you.
It's good words. And he's just a kid, still wants to be reassured.
It is a tradition among elves. Before the battle begins, plant one.
New life. In defiance of death.
The rest, we shall plant after the battle is over. You and I. And Theo.
With my theory in intro, for me, the three of them are gonna survive. But with goodbyes like that, with promises like that, really? I was like, everyone is waiting for you to like that thing? Use his fire. You see? Just to trap you. Desperate Theo is gonna give them the thing. Oh, Arondir, you need to be stronger than that. We need it. Bronwyn? Thank you, my dear. No, we didn't see the elf, you know, is guiding them. It was just the first shot.
We will fight. Alone.
commands you. Do something right! No? To change. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe she can survive. No! She fainted. Take her out.
Wake up! Mother!
For real? Why am I not? No, I didn't buy it. I was really like, no, for the moment, how you built that moment, and for the series that I have, we need a Galadriel. Even if we're giving them the thing, they're still gonna want to kill them all. We need allies coming from nowhere right now. Not Galadriel and her friends. I was like, they are too far away. Gonna tell me that they were that close? Ooh. Can we help you? He's not gonna let them go.
The woman next.
So you're gonna say.
It's under here.
Yup.
I'm sorry.
Me too. But I said it, desperate CEO who would make another huge mistake. He's a kid, he wants to save his mother. Who am I to blame him? Woo! We have it! Nope. Galadriel. No? It's not just because, you know, they mentioned the tower as maybe an option that, you know, they would come that quickly, that determined.